Hello, YouTube, and welcome to episode 6 of the In Your Head podcast. I'm your host, Jesse, and today with me is Cody Wright. How
Hey,
are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing all right, doing all right. Glad to have you on the show.
Glad to be here.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So I'm going to start you off, Cody, with our initiation here, our statute of initiation.
All right.
So what are you going to bring to the table for us to get you onto the podcast?
I've listened to Josh Carter's, so I'm trying to. I don't think anyone could top anthrax scares
No, it's...
at a terroristic level. That's pretty phenomenal. Bravo, Josh, if you ever watch this one.
Well, the grand larceny in my first episode, if you ever get a chance
Oh,
to listen
okay,
to that,
yeah,
was really pretty
I
good.
gotta check that one out.
That's a good one. Yeah, it was pretty much grand larceny. So,
I'm trying to think of one that's just so funny. That's not too bad. Just in case anyone's okay. All right, this is a pretty
just something you're not really proud of. I don't need something horribly illegal. You'll hear week
Well,
five.
I'm really proud of everything I've done illegally so far, because
Well-
in a certain level. All right, I got one. That's it's a little give and take. Okay. This is a pretty good story. You'll decide. So when we were in senior year in high school, it was senior or what is it? Junior,
Senior, you're right. Yeah.
Forget. It was like in the summer in between those.
Okay.
So at that age in our life, we're looking for parties, right? You know, my one buddy, who will remain Jeff Anstey, will be named. Okay, I'm saying names on this shit.
Right under the bus. Okay.
Yeah. Write that down. Because I want him to be. I want his be in trouble for.
He's
this.
got to be accountable. So.
Yeah. So, his backyard is off of a lake. So our brilliant idea, in this lake, there's a bunch of islands.
Okay.
With a bunch of trees on them. So our brilliant idea is that we're gonna go canoe over to the island and have parties on the islands.
Okay.
We get to the island, we figure out there's not enough room for a party. There's a bunch of trees in the way.
How big of an island are you talking here?
I guess it's like you probably could at least fit 25 people with a little bit of overflow.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't a huge island. It was about the size of this room, I guess.
Okay.
So no, I think it might have been a little bit bigger. It was a decent size.
Right.
I can't decide.
No,
I haven't been
trying
there.
I'm trying to get an idea.
You know, erosion happens,
yeah.
and the last time that was like years ago. So we decide that we're gonna go chop down the trees, so that there's still a line of trees around the outside, but there's no trees in the middle. So we have a party.
Make a nice little cove, I guess.
It started with just me, Jeff, and a few other people. And then next thing I know, we have about 20 people coming over, helping us canoe people over to the island with chainsaws, legit chainsaws, and we're chopping down trees on the island. And it was an all-day project. And the next day we go back. I was just basically chauffeuring people back and forth and chainsaws. The next day I'm like, all right, let's go back to the island. I have a hatchet. I want to Paul Bunyan some leftover trees. Whatever the trees were left over, maybe chop a few more down so we get this party rolling. Maybe have a few beers on the island. Right?
Okay, right.
So
celebrate your hard work.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely. So we get to the island, and my friend, he's not the only one on the lake. He's got neighbors. And we're on the lake, and I'm just throwing hatchets at the tree, and I'm missing. It's a lot harder than it looks. But his neighbor sees us and just starts yelling. He's like, "Hey, I'm calling the cops." We're like, "We're not even doing anything today." And that statement just pretty much says that we were doing it all yesterday.
We were doing something.
Yeah, we were doing it all yesterday. And so we get into, basically, this guy calls the cops while he's chasing us down while we're trying to escape in canoes. So we get in a hot pursuit via canoe, and this guy's following us around. We dump our canoes in our one friend's backyard and just go to our other friend's house, thinking like, oh, totally bamboozle them. They're never gonna figure out to just be like, whoever's canoes these are in your backyard, you have to tell these kids to come over. So that's what happens. The cops tell us to come over. So now we're talking to the cops, and they're like, the amount of trees that you've chopped down without a license or a permit runs about anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a tree.
Jesus.
we cut down a lot of trees.
Wow,
we
okay.
cut down a decent amount. Like, sorry for any environmentalists that are watching. Like, I feel really that's my guilty part. So I love the trees. But it turns out we knew a person who knew a person. It got us out of that trouble. So yeah, I haven't really worked with a chainsaw since. But yeah, I forget what they were calling it, but it wasn't a good charge that we were gonna face.
Wow. Okay.
I guess it was some sort of vandalism.
Wow. Okay. It sounds like a real trumped up sort of charge. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's something that I would.
It kind of felt like they were making it up. It was like almost like, you know how Charlie Day is always like, oh, bird law. He knows everything about bird law. They must have had the one cop in the station that was like, I know every tree law there is, like, because he was like, depending on the diameter and the radius of the tree would depend on how much you're being sued for. And one of the trees was like, oh, this one right here, that diameter, that's like a $20,000 tree. It's like, how the fuck do you decide?
So where was this, in Jersey or?
This was in Marlton, New Jersey. Yes.
Okay.
In Kings Grant.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, because I know if we're talking someplace maybe in the Midwest, like where it's like, oh, it's environmental and it's, you know, it's that kind of thing. But when you say Marlton, I'm like,
well, Marlton in Kings Grant, for people who aren't aware, it's pretty woodsy.
Okay.
Yeah, I live like in the woods, deal with aliens on a daily basis. It's overwhelming.
Well, that is the first time, I am going to make note, that is the first time and probably the only time I'm ever going to hear the words hot pursuit and canoe being used together.
Yeah, it doesn't usually happen. Dude, the one guy, like, he didn't know what to do when he saw us. So he, like, was, like, following us into our one friend's backyard. And so we all, like, dude, get it? Now you're trespassing. And he's like, oh, he was, like, about to hit us. We're like, what are you doing, dude? You can't just start hitting kids.
Yeah. That's wow, that really got blown out of proportion. Like, it really just seemed like it was.
We just wanted to legally drink and do drugs on this island, and you know they just didn't see what was most important. They were just worried about the trees. Actually, I don't think they gave a fuck about the trees. They're like, we're not letting you guys party anywhere. That's what
which I'm surprised, because there's so many places that you can go. You know, I mean, there's so many islands and so many places, and it's like, you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing we would have hurt was the one person that would have ended up drowning. Like, that. And that's on him, you know?
Yeah. So this is going to be 2 stories and 3 podcasts about people using boats illegally. So
okay, yeah. That's good.
2 episodes back was Mike Fox, and they stole a boat illegally. More than a canoe, it was a boat. Oh. Which him and his
dude, he doesn't even have the mark of the pirate though. I don't know if you can see that on the podcast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because I only stole canoe though.
We'll have to talk to Mike. We'll have to talk to Mike Fox, because
I'll tattoo him on this podcast. My friend has a tattoo gun. So I have horrible mistakes all over my body.
So Mike, you've heard it. You're sorry I called you out for stealing the boat, but we may have to go through with this.
You shouldn't tell people that on podcasts, you idiot. You're gonna get yourself arrested.
So hopefully you listen to it before they let him off. It was a good story. You'll have to listen to it.
I'm gonna listen to it because I'm gonna bring it to the courts, because I was found innocent. Fine.
I thought you were fined for a second.
We were about to be, but we just knew a person that let's just say that my mayor was my baseball coach. Let's just say.
Oh, that's.
I don't know if that I didn't. Mayor Brown, what's up, bro?
There you go. It's good to know a mayor.
Keep a mayor in the back pocket.
I got one.
Yeah,
I see our mayor. I know him pretty well.
Yeah,
I coached his kid in baseball. Well, I umpired his kid and coached him. So
really,
yeah. So it's. I guess there you go.
That's pretty good.
Meet a mayor in baseball. It might get you out of a jam someday.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I'm gonna hang on to that one. I'll put that one back. So, so I know you from several places, mostly High Note. I met you over at High Note Humor.
Yeah.
You also run a mic over at the Flying W, which is in Medford.
Yeah.
Medford. Okay. Medford. I get those towns out there. Yeah. So you
deer
found,
area.
Yeah. It's trees, woodsy.
Trees, deers, and people chopping down these trees and trying to have sick ass parties.
Yeah.
You guys are all invited to my first island party. We still gotta chop a few. Does anyone own a soundless chainsaw? Because I want to get this party started.
Yeah, we got axes. They're pretty quiet. I got an axe downstairs.
Yeah, but actually, An axe would probably do.
Well,
yeah, it'd be fun.
You're probably all ripped from doing all that canoeing, so you probably be all set to be swinging.
My upper body strength is incredible.
So, you founded the Flying W mic, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had a mic for music on Wednesdays.
Okay.
That they hate when comedians show up to. So I was like, okay, well, let's do. Since you hate that, let's do one on Thursdays.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, my old boss's mom was a manager there, so she let me start doing the comedy there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it seems like they still kind of overlap karaoke in another room, though.
Yeah, they have karaoke going on in the other room, which actually provides for some entertainment when the comedy's pretty shitty. So if you could do both, like, oh, I had a bad set tonight. It's like, well, I'll just go crush some Billy Joel and I'll feel good about myself. I think that's why I think I'm a good comedian, because I could just go sing karaoke after and I'll feel great. It's because, you sing through the booze.
That's not bad. I'm gonna have to look into this, because that might be something that. So how long has the mic been running?
A little bit over a year and some change.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had I do remember your 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I don't know. It's weird. The comedians hate when it's outside, but the crowd loves it, and then the comedians love when it's inside, but the crowd hates it when it's inside.
Yeah.
So it's like. We never go in.
Well, the mic is at the Flying W.
Yes.
I don't know if I mentioned it a moment ago.
Yeah.
But the mic's at the Flying W, and I mean, the couple times I've been there, it seemed like there was planes.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone. All right. So I convinced one of my buddies to come out. It's first time doing stand up, and a helicopter landed in the middle of his set, which I didn't know it took. Besides like Jurassic Park was only. Helicopter landing. I was like, oh, it takes them like about 2 minutes. So we just stood on stage for 2 minutes. Like, I was like, Good Night to Saigon started playing. Like, it was interesting.
Well, at least this one landed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we should be bringing that up. But
yeah,
we'll leave that out.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends if you have anything to say.
No,
yeah.
it's.
For those of you guys don't know, if you guys are big fans of Montgomery Gentry, that's where their band ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, half of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the lead singer. So.
Yeah. So there was a plane wreck, a helicopter crash as the guy was trying to come in.
They came in for a crash landing, and they crashed.
Yeah. So it was unfortunate, but happened.
Yeah.
Right there at the W, that's where.
I had a flock of comedians come in the next week, ready to tell their Montgomery Gentry jokes. Just so happened to be the same week of 9/11, so they were practicing and just basically switched out 9/11 for Montgomery Gentry. And it was interesting night because I was the host. So my first thing I was like, "Listen, I know you guys came here to tell some fucked up jokes about this." Listen, they're not gonna land here. And then I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even mean to do that. It's just hard when you're so funny, you can't help it. You just say something hilarious.
So was it like you yourself that said, I want to, like, okay, we're getting too tied up between the music mic and this. Like, I want to try, try to break it apart.
It wasn't even anything like that. I just wanted to run my own mic. Not only that, but me and Dave D helped me start it. He had the equipment. He was running a mic, and I wanted to be sort of in charge, but I also didn't want to buy shit. Dave, thank you. Dave was very helpful in that, and he still comes by. He built the stage. That dude's super handy. He built a fucking stage that like folds and shit, and it's like almost like a gym wrestling mat. Nice. But yeah, no, basically just wanted it to be only kind of how they wanted theirs only to be music. I wanted mine to only be comedy. Right. But like if someone wanted to play music, I'd probably want to give a shit.
Well, like we have guys like Ramon Bender, which
is
he's
kind forbidden from my mic. He came by a few weeks ago, and he's been there a few times.
Yeah, but that's more of a music comedy. That's not just like a guy doing cover music.
Not something like just gonna. Yeah, I actually have one of my other buddies is putting together like something like that with like a group. So we'll see if they ever decide to come out because they're like one of the people like, oh, I can't wait to start doing it, and then they don't ever show up.
Yeah, well, had a lot of reporting something together like that. I mean, even putting a mic together, it's
Yeah.
a hell of a lot of work. I mean,
Yeah.
even putting together a podcast was
Yeah.
a little more
I wouldn't be
intimidating
able to
than
do
I
this
thought.
shit. Like,
So.
I wouldn't even. It's technical.
No, it's really not. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm on TV right there.
Yeah,
It's
see,
technical.
That's our monitor
Look,
up there.
guys,
We
look,
always
we're
see.
right there.
I know.
Turn your heads. Can't do it.
No, I don't know if I want to point it over there because I know you get that lovely loop of endless TV when you point the loop.
Oh,
in there, and
yeah.
you see this endless loop of TV that goes
Oh,
into
yeah.
a tunnel.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't know.
That's real life.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go there.
Because then we get trapped. Only one of us comes back. We just created like a million multi-universes. I don't know. I've took too much acid.
Yeah, I haven't
in my days, not right now.
I haven't read enough Stephen King. It might make a little more sense if I was into Stephen King a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So, but on the side part of being a comedian and running a mic, which we haven't mentioned, is Thursdays at the Flying W. Thursdays signups are
8:30. Get there before 9. You'll be good.
There we go. So it's every Thursdays. It's indoors now when it's beautiful outside, which isn't going to be for a while, especially at the time of this taping. It's beginning of December. When it gets nice, it goes outside on their decks, which is a great place.
Yeah.
I honestly like the atmosphere. I don't know why.
Yeah. I like going outside too, but some comedians that are like a little more quiet, it's tougher as a comedian to keep attention outside for whatever reason. Probably because of all the fucking helicopters that I go by.
Airplanes and
just and everyone. Sometimes you just get like a random dude on a motorcycle driving by, like, yeah. We're like, what is that guy doing? How did he end up there?
Because the road is right.
Well, no,
right
he would still be on the.
He's on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Oh,
no idea how we got there. I was like, Jesus Christ.
So on the side of that, I mean, like you're not busy enough trying to run a mic and just do open mic and do comedy.
Yeah.
You also, I guess, I don't know where you're at as far as Mugabug.
Yeah.
But is it?
Where
you run or is it co-run?
I am CEO.
CEO.
I am the killer of all bugs.
The head exterminator.
Under Mugabug. My mom is a secretary, so no sexual harassment at the workplace. Yet.
Trying to set a goal.
Yeah. Alzheimer's could be crazy. I don't know. We don't want to jinx it. But yeah, Mugabug is I came here and I've killed your ants.
You are my exterminator.
Give me a plug for me. Plug me.
No, absolutely. I have not had any problems since I've had Cody in my house. I'm not gonna lie. He has done exactly what I've needed, which I've booted other companies because they don't come through with what they say they're gonna. Yeah, well, hey,
is that illegal?
I don't know.
I didn't say anything. They can't prove it.
I'm gonna have to cut that.
Just bleep it.
But yeah, I'm sure I can do that. But no, I mean, you did what you said you were gonna do, which is what I was looking for. There was no issues. I mean, those guys were always any other. I've had a couple companies, even before the main ones. I had a smaller company, and I had issues. They weren't doing what they said they were going to do. The initial company I had came out and did all the termite stuff. That was like
I don't do that shit. Yeah, I don't know how. I didn't even know how to. Like, originally, I was just squishing bugs with my feet in people's houses.
Before you got licensed,
yeah,
right?
just like that was licensed. I'm like, give me all the chemicals. I'll use them all.
No, I don't blame you.
I try not to, use whatever it said. That's what I know. Put the chemical, the amount of this, so it won't hurt anybody, but it will kill the shit out of bugs.
Right.
Do that. Put it in people's houses where no one will get harmed.
Well,
pretty simple.
I mean, we're talking this stuff so strong that it stays on the wall of your house for months.
Depending. The stuff I use was about a month, and yes.
So I mean, that can't be good to just be eating it.
No, definitely shouldn't eat that.
No.
I wouldn't recommend eating.
No.
Anything that your exterminator puts down.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty toxic. So, and there's no workplace.
That's what Britney Spears was talking about in their one song, "Toxic." Don't you know that I'm toxic? It's because she was fucking an exterminator.
Oh man.
Who never showered.
So this brings up an interesting question now, as you were saying earlier. So your mom is kind of your secretary, who's actually called me to make appointments, which is interesting.
Right. Yeah.
So that doesn't bring like a workplace animosity, I guess, as that. I mean, but you guys just do what you got to do to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't touch the phone, so I don't have anything to complain about. That's cool. She was already the secretary for my dad when he was doing it, and all of my customers besides like new ones, know her like personally. They never met her or anything, but like they like talking to her on the phone. She's like, I spent 10 hours on the phone. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to. That's the only time we argue. She's like, I do so much. I'm like, you call people, if you just, I'll do it, but they like to hear from you, so you do it. She's like, yeah, I end up talking to him for like an hour. I was on the phone for hours. I'm like, you scheduled 10 people.
You scheduled 10 people, and you pretty much filled your whole 8 hours.
Yeah. Don't talk to them for that long. You don't have to. It's not my fault that you're friendly. Whatever. So that's the problem we have, that she's too friendly.
But see, that's not a bad thing to have. A lot of companies have a problem with customer service not being good enough. And if you have your people that it's like, hey, we're calling them, and they like talking to you, and you get repeat customers because of that.
Right. Well, not only that, it's just working with family in general. I watched my first job I had. When I was making crab cakes at this one place. It's a family-owned seafood manufacturer.
Okay.
And everyone in their family was insane. Like, fucking, the one brother was crazy, the other brother was crazy in a different way, and their dad was both crazies combined. And they would just always be fighting at the shop, and then, like, one of them would yell at the other one, and then I would get screamed at because I was nearby, and I was just like, like, that's probably why dogs get beat. It's just because they can't defend themselves. I'm like, I really need this job, so yell at me. It wasn't that bad, but, you get beat up a few times.
That's
mentally, it never touched me.
Well, I think every job tends to wear on you, but working with family can get you, and that was something my mom told me when she was, when I was young, first started working. She said that's one of the worst things is I won't work with family.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care what happens, I don't care what kind of situation you're in, I won't work with family. Yeah. So she always said, because she says it gets ugly, and it's even. Yeah, I had that problem with my aunt. I worked with my aunt for a while.
Right.
And things kind of went sour. I mean, she was having some issues. She's got like Alzheimer's and dementia. So things kind of went a little bit sideways there. But even before it was diagnosed, I mean, we had tension. And now it's even after she's left, holidays are a little, they've been strained.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. To be able to deal with that. So working with family, because they're still going to be family. Even if you leave the job, move on, anything like that, they're still family.
Yeah.
So there's, Christmas gets weird.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, I'm sure it does.
And so that's, I can understand where my mom came from when she said that, absolutely. So,
right.
So do you have any upcoming comedy shows or anything like that you've got in the works?
I just got asked to be on a show, but have zero details besides it's on January 26th. Look out, everybody!
Okay. Well, this is gonna probably come out 2 weeks from today, so probably about December 20th. So hopefully we'll have some hopeful information before then. So I'll make sure that get in touch with me with
and the Flying W. I'm trying to do like more showcases at the Flying W. Okay. So just haven't scheduled anything yet.
So you have a Facebook page for the
just Cody Wright or whatever.
Well, for the W, right?
Oh,
so I'm gonna send people to your Facebook as well. But as far as like the W to get people heading there,
I haven't really developed much of like I should have that like down, but I just continued living my life instead of doing that.
Well, you run an exterminator, so it does.
I had to kill some things.
That works.
I'm a warrior among bugs. A god among bugs.
So I'll definitely, hopefully, if there's any information, I will post it, and there will be information below the video if we hear anything before then about your upcoming show. So, but I am a bit of a geek, which I tell everybody, there's an arcade cabinet right off screen over there. So, so I do have to ask all my guests, what is your all-time favorite video game?
True.
So if there's a series, like some people have said, like Final Fantasy, see if you can narrow it down to like one. Like if there's a game in a series or something that if it was an arcade game, you couldn't walk by without throwing quarters into it, or just that game that even if you sold your Xbox back, you still kept that disc.
Right. Oh God.
Because I know everybody's got that one hiding somewhere that they.
I think I love Mario Party.
Okay.
Like Mario Party 2.
Okay.
For N64.
Okay.
I just love the party.
No, it's a good game. A friendship destroyer at times.
Yeah, that's why it's so fun. Cause you get to be a real dick to your friend, and it's completely okay.
Even unintentionally.
Yeah, and it's a lot. You get to see a different element of like what type of person, like who's the person that's gonna be like, dude, I promise you, I won't steal from you if you steal from him later. And then next time around, he's like, dude, it's either I do this or you win, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so but then you have the one friend that was loyal, and you're like, why the fuck wouldn't you steal the star from me? But I don't know. Everyone knows what Mario Party is.
Yeah, I'm hoping. If you haven't seen the game, there is
and kill yourself because you're missing out on life anyway. So what are you doing here?
You really are. And there's a great video I watched just yesterday. As a matter of fact, a great video I watched with some poor bastard that was, one square away from winning, and a guy gets to a square, which was like some randomizer. I think this was probably one of the newer ones for Wii or Wii U.
Okay, yeah, I haven't played any of the.
It was some randomizer that he ends up picking. You jump and you pick two people, and then like it randomly picks the two people, and then you hit it again, and it tells you what they switch and stuff like that.
Oh, chance time.
Yeah.
Chance time.
So some poor guy was like this far away from winning in first with 11 stars. He's ready to kick it over the top. Yeah. And Waluigi, bringing up the rear, had no stars.
Stole all the shit.
Stole all their stars.
Dude, nothing like a good...
And
sometimes it's almost like it did it on purpose.
It almost did, but the reaction...
But the thing is, because this block spins slower depending on which block like you start with. So you can do the star one first, but then you don't know what the other one, because the other one spins too fast for you to get it.
Right.
So you can either pick the person, or you can pick the whatever, it's stars switch, or stars one way, or coins one way.
Yeah.
So it was smart game, man. It's all about but it's smart and also a little bit of luck, because at a certain point you gotta roll the hot fire dice. Yeah. It's tense.
And that was what was hilarious about the video, because they weren't just like, you weren't just watching the game on screen. They were recording them, so you could hear all of them and their reactions of what was going on.
Right.
So as each thing developed, just as the room started to erupt, because they were just like, oh,
yeah, because each one's like,
oh no,
they make it like king, king, and then you're just like, fuck. Yeah, dude, I've never lost my shit more. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but when I play that game, that's like one of the most important. It's weird. I don't take anything in my life seriously except that game, and like while I'm having sex. Like after sex, I'll joke about it, but during sex, I'm like, I'm doing it, and like during this game, I'm like, I'm fucking It's almost like a dog playing fetch. Like that's like what in that
nothing else matters.
In that moment, it's like I'm gonna get that fucking ball, but I'm not a dog, so like fetch doesn't really work for me. It's Mario Party 2.
Understandable. It sounds like Catan. I haven't played a lot of Mario Party, but Catan is the same way. You're loyal, and
Catan Settler is also Settlers
of Catan. Yeah.
I played that a few times.
Right, and that's exactly the same way, because you make your loyalties.
Yeah.
But then when that guy starts to get too strong,
it's like, I mean, that's like
you're on your own. Clown.
There's a lot of video games where it's like, hey, you want to eventually fuck over your friends? Like Risk is the huge one.
Yeah. You start to work together, but
Risk is like these games you go into knowing like, I'm gonna destroy. We used to play Risk once a week. We had to stop because we weren't friends anymore. We had to stop because I fucking hated those guys. After all, it turned out. So Risk is a great way to decide like, yeah, do I really like these guys? No, we would get all into it too when we play Risk. Like we'd each have like our theme music. Mine was always the March of the Orcs. So whenever it was my turn, like. Yeah, so
oh man,
dude, we get into board game night. It's fucking sick.
Nice.
Yeah,
but it's all these games are just designed to destroy friendships and flip tables anymore.
It's either that or like, hey, you want to have cards? We wrote down really inappropriate things.
Oh, Cards Against Humanity is the
Cards Against Humanity, and there's like a few other ones.
Joking Hazard is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
if you haven't played that, anybody out there, Joking Hazard is fantastic.
I haven't.
It's by the same people who made
Is it the thing where like they almost choke?
No, I wish. No, it's made by the same people who made Cyanide and Happiness comic. And
I love those guys.
Instead, what you end up making is you make a 3-panel comic from the cards in your hand. It's a little.
I played this.
Yeah, it's a little trickier,
yeah.
but it does get really fun after a while.
If you play with smart people, it's good.
It can get pretty interesting. Cards Against Humanity, it doesn't matter. You can be shit hammered and just throw whatever you want out there and just be
it's
like,
it's good for people who don't feel like having to think about being funny, but they just want to laugh. They're like, okay, this is
that's a dirty word. That says dick on it. And that's pretty much.
This is just a picture of dick. No.
I took all the drawing cards out or the writing cards because that's what my friends started doing.
Yeah,
they writing.
End up. We never. You're probably supposed to write on those.
Yeah, that's why they're blank. You can put. I mean, I have a couple good write-ins that we did that were like, they were funny. Yeah, and we put them in because we had ideas But otherwise, if they accidentally found their way,
that'd be a good video. That'd be a good board game, like the same theory, but like. Just write it yourself. Just do it. Like, if you want to play Cards Against Humanity, be intelligent enough.
There is a game for that actually.
Oh, really?
It's called Quiplash. It's on.
Oh yeah, I've someone has been raving about it. It's like, do you gotta play Quiplash?
It is exactly what you're asking for. It's Cards Against Humanity, but it's pretty much head to head, and everybody votes on it. But you can answer the question however you see fit. Type in whatever the hell you want on your phone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we have a lot of when we play. See, we do end up hating each other as friends again because when we play this, when you're allowed to write in answers, it always resorts to dead pet jokes.
Oh,
like we
Jesus.
know too much about everyone's pets, like the ones that got hit by cars, the ones that my one buddy had like 17 different hamsters. That's just good fun for him too. That like he knew, and he would name them all Mary, Kate, and Ashley. You'd get two at a time, and they would always die together.
Oh God!
My one buddy's dog, Buffy, bit me, so I used to always roast him about his dog being dead. Yeah, it gets really fucked up, but I mean, as long as you don't think about it, it's hilarious.
I think that if we could get a game of Quiplash with some of the guys from High Note and W, I think that if we can stream that on OBS and run that on Twitch, I think it would be hilarious to watch because some of these guys we know each other pretty well at this point at both of those mics, and everybody pretty well knows everybody.
Dude, we should have like a game night.
I'm always down to put something together here as a game night. So
I'm down as long as Mario Party 2 is involved at some point.
Then we're doing it. I'll find somebody with a Nintendo, so a Nintendo 64 or something that we can get a Mario Party. Yeah. Whatever we can do to get it on that screen that's over there. We're gonna get it on there, and we'll have some Mario Party.
Yeah, whatever works.
This is gonna be a thing, and hopefully we'll stream it on here, and you guys will get to watch this disaster unfold live
it's like
online.
Cutie Pie, but like it would be like if it existed for Nintendo 64, whatever that Cutie Pie, whatever fucking that dude's name that plays video games and all the kids.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. It's not Cutie Pie.
Yeah. I knew everybody out there knows who you're getting. It's a good thing you didn't do that. When you know too much about that crap, it means you spend too much time online like me.
Yeah.
So before the podcast started, I gave you a piece of paper with some circles on it.
Yeah.
And I asked you to fill this in however it came to mind. So for our guests, I'm going to give this to them to see. Now, it might be a little tough for them to see, but I'll post a picture for them later so they'll be able to see it. But so I want to talk about what's on here. Now, before we explain, we're going to have to probably read what's on here for some of them, but they can obviously see there's a bunch of little stick figures trapped in the circles in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Which I like. It's different than a lot of the other things because it's not just pictures. There's stories involved in this, which is interesting. So, which one did you start with first?
I started with the guy. I guess
the guy in the top left.
That one right there.
The guy in the top left who is yelling "help" and stuck in the ball.
Yeah, I figured. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to draw things in these balls, and even though you were saying I was allowed to draw out of them, I'm like, no, they gotta be in them. They definitely gotta be, and I can't draw good, so I'm like, these stick people, they're not girl or guy, they're gender neutral.
Well, I don't know, because if we go to the third one from the top,
gender neutral. How dare you assume?
With ponytails?
Those are antlers.
Oh, it's antlers.
You're right. I'm just trying to be a dick about it. That's a girl.
And purple. But what is she saying here?
That's hard to read. Am I on punked?
Oh, okay. So
he's like kind of go. So the guy yelling help, he's panicking. He's in a circle. He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die in here or whatever. Then the guy to the right of him in the orange has got a gun to his head.
He's had enough.
I don't know how long. Like each one has been in there for a different amount of time. I'm assuming. Like I just drew. I don't really know. I think this guy's gonna eventually. Like he's definitely gonna blow his brains out any seconds. The one guy below him, who's sitting down crying, is like, why would someone do something like this? I just wanted to show like that he didn't like being in the bubble very much. And then we have like a traumatic love story at the bottom there, where two loved ones have been separated between these bubbles. Honey, I'm scared, and don't worry, honey, everything will be okay. I just realized I've used honey in both of them.
Oh,
that's good. I'm glad they're separated now. I hate people that both call each other the same fucking cutie names. Oh, honey, okay, honey. Switch it up. Be creative.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there. I'm sure you can find another one.
And
then we got our friend in the bottom left here.
Yeah, I think that, he's got a wiener, I just realized. I don't know if I drew that on purpose or not. But he's enjoying himself. He loves bubbles, so, he's just living it up.
There's always one.
Yeah, someone that's probably for somebody. Someone's like, dude, and then right next to him is the main bubble. I guess he's kind of in charge. He's like, you've been bubbled, so I'm not really sure. And then there's a bunch of his boys.
Okay, I'm actually intrigued by this. This is the deepest I think I've seen anyone go on here with each of. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know what it says about me as a person. I like to think that I wasn't really thinking when I drew these, and there's actually people that were there. Well, this is my Jim Carrey drawing. Well, I'm losing my fucking mind.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I put everybody, to explain again to new viewers or anything like that, I give them 5 minutes, and I say, draw. Use the circles in a way you want to draw, or draw just something in them, whatever you want in each of them. Tie them together somehow. A couple episodes ago, we had Mike Fox, who amazingly put together a gas mask in a couple. I was still amazed.
See, that's why I did this, because everyone else's you showed me had like good drawings. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do some shit like that. I'm like, stick figures in a story.
But it tells a story, and I'm actually I'm actually really intrigued because the story's going from one to the other. It is, I love it. It's deep. Your first one was help.
Yeah, and this guy's I guess I should have been a little bit more clear of whether they could hear each other or not. Obviously, at the very bottom, you get that sense, and for some reason, these guys are just like completely ignoring. I think it's just gonna go by row. I don't know.
No, but maybe I haven't figured it out. Even if you could hear each other, even in here, maybe you would eventually not want to.
Yeah.
Right. You just give up and you're tired of it. Like this one had, the third one from the right, the girl in that bubble there, she seems to she doesn't care.
She's like between her, she's just happy to be involved in something.
That's about it. She's just glad to be.
That's somewhere. That character. She's just glad to be involved in something. And this guy next to her is just like, I don't know whether he's just been trapped in the bubble for so long, or maybe he feels like he's in a bubble. He's not actually there, so he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah,
and that's just deep as fuck. Cause I'm super deep.
Yeah. Well, if you were put in said bubble with the gun, how long?
I mean, it depends how hungry I got.
Yeah. Would it just be like you would just?
What's it smell like? I mean, if I fart, is it gonna be stinky? Oh, I should have had a piece of poop in one of them.
Ah, somebody pooped in the bubble.
Stinking up bubble.
But yeah, it goes to, is this, I think the guy, is that, you put the one little tear there?
Yeah, got a tear. That was supposed to be blue, but I started doing the tears brown, and I realized that they just made him look like he had multiple eyes.
This is the deepest we've gotten yet. But, but I don't know if this was if the help guy was your first. I think that's where we got to go with it. We got to look at.
Yeah, so I definitely did him first, because I was like, I definitely want these dudes to not be okay with being in these bubbles. Besides one of them.
I love it.
And he's got a boner, so he doesn't care. He's having a blast.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to share that bubble with him.
No.
That's not a place.
He doesn't want to share the bubble with anybody else. He loves bubbles. He's selfish.
I love it, though. That is fantastic. And I'll make sure I put a bigger picture either on the Facebook page or a link to a picture down below so people can get. So, I want people to get the full picture of this, because it's not. You have to appreciate what you guys were seeing.
You need to appreciate my art.
Oh, it tells a story. It tells a story.
It's my art.
So, But I do want to take it down a notch because I do ask all of our viewers this.
Okay.
I have to ask you if today was your last day on Earth, if you died today.
Oh, it is.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear it. But if today was, how would you feel about the life you've lived? How would you feel about what you've done? And the way.
So am I answering this knowing I'm going to die, or say I've already died?
Well, no. I mean, you're looking at yourself afterwards. I mean, and I tell people don't give me the, well, I haven't done everything I wanted to do. I know we're not 70 here saying this like, oh,
right. No, I doubt you I'd be cool with what I did when I was 70 either. I think a lot of it right now is that I'm in the middle of not like actual goals reaching. I think I'm actually developing as a person to the level of developing stronger relationships with people that I'm friends with, or my family and stuff like that. And so it's kind of interesting to see. And also, I think I'm getting not smarter, I think just wiser a little bit. This is 26. Like, I'm not saying I'm super wise, even though like I totally think I am, but I'm wise enough to know that I'm really not. So it's like I'm getting to this level, a crazy weird level that I'm starting to enjoy. So I would like to linger in that a little bit longer to see where it goes. So I'd definitely be upset about, like, I don't really care about the goal. I mean, if I achieve any of my actual goals that I want to in life, it's not gonna mean much anyway. I mean, maybe down the line, I don't know. That's too confusing to think about.
Well, but like, what kind of goals are you talking about?
I don't know. I will, right now I like to set them like right in front of me. So just doing more shows would be right now. A more like a stronger goal, like a bigger one that I think would be like the top of my list right now would to be a full-time working comedian.
Okay.
No more squishing bugs.
Right. Fair.
Unless I saw a bug I wanted to squish them. Like, usually I'd let them go because that's business for someone else.
Well, yeah. When you see Lemaire's the previous episode, he kind of squashed a praying mantis.
Did he really?
So yeah, that was his statute of initiation because he grew up in Detroit and
that's basically murder.
They don't have those, and he freaked the hell out and smashed it with a shovel. So everybody has a reason to smash a bug once in a while, but
he probably killed it when it was illegal to kill. But you know what? It's illegal. It's legal now, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'll have to let him know that so he can breathe a little easier. But
he should be safe. But I don't know. They still might be able to get him on some like charge.
Oh, I highly doubt they're gonna go after him for that one. I don't know if
the CIA is pretty keen on getting bug killers.
Detroit cops have something better to do. A lot more better to do than
It's so unique. A bug murder. That guy's obviously a sicko.
But no, I mean it's good that you have the goals. I mean, and like I said, it's nice to see them set. But
so I would if I had to grade myself, I guess, is that like what kind of answer, finalized answer should I give?
Well, I mean, are people gonna look back at you and how is your funeral? Like, say,
my funeral would be sad as shit, but also funny as shit. I'm hoping that some of the comedian friends that I made along the way would be there and be like just roasting my dick off. And like, like going up to my mom and saying normal things.
Right.
And then once like shit got settled and everyone was like done being super sad because they loved me so much. It's such a weird thing to talk about your own funeral. But I think it would be rager.
Well, it's better to have that, as I've said to people, than empty words.
Yeah.
I don't want a funeral where people come up and just go, "He was a great guy."
Right.
What's that mean to anybody? You'd rather have somebody remember you in a better way, and like you said, it's building those relationships and things like that, and being able to leave that.
Because I think a lot of people lose. I mean, at least I did. I lost sight of like when I was still in like high school and stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be this guy, I'm gonna be famous this way, and that's really all that mattered. And then I was doing comedy and it was more in a selfish reason, and then I started really getting the comedy and appreciated other comedians. I'm like, I'm starting to do this because I was saying like, oh, I do this to help people, but I really wasn't. I was doing it because it feels good to fucking make people laugh in front of a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
But and then I realized I was like, you know what, it's if you can reach someone right next to you, why push them over so that you can reach a broader audience when you can, you know, do both.
Right. No, hey, that's awesome. I mean, it's good that it's good you see it.
Yeah.
Some people don't really worry about the legacy.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I see it and I just watch it go right on by. See an opportunity to be a good person. Was like, I'll get next one.
Next time it comes around.
Yeah, like I missed my niece's Christmas not caroling, like recital today. But I don't really feel bad about it. Like, that's almost a punishment for making me have to go. I'm just the uncle. I'm not, you know.
And how old? How old's the niece?
9.
Oh, okay.
Is it bad that I don't know how old she is either?
Nah,
I'm just such a bad. No, I need to work on that relationship the most. The one of being a good uncle. But I live with them, so it's hard to be a good uncle when you live with them because you have to eventually be like, dude, don't fucking touch my shit. Like,
yeah, like I got a niece who's 5 months old right now, so it's like I can go visit my sister.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, cool, baby, yay, fun. Here's your baby back.
Yeah, she doesn't break any of your shit.
Well, not yet. No, I'm waiting because I'm sure I'm gonna get babysitting duties, and she's gonna be running around here at some point. So she's gonna try to break my shit at some point. So, so I wrap up all of the shows here with an ink blot. I can't really call it an ink
This is
blot.
good. This is almost like free therapy.
Except I'm not a licensed therapist, so I can't
charge you. I'm not a licensed exterminator, so I should have been charging for that.
Oh, man. No, well, we're both...
Legally, I'm licensed.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because it says it on your truck.
Yeah.
Unless you stole the truck.
That's a different story.
It's a whole nother.
Actually, let's go back and redo my initiate. Or
we got one of her. Okay, we're gonna have to change the intro here, folks. We're gonna have to edit this back in.
Grand Theft Auto.
But I make an ink blot for all my guests, and
so it's made specially.
It's made. I always make. Well, not made specially, but it's made just. I make individual ones for each guest, and to see what. So it's not like a special thing, like, oh, you should see this. Or else, but it's more just to see what said person sees. So I'll bring up the ink blot for our guests here, and so here is what Cody is looking at here. So this one I've had some trouble with myself. I mean, there's a lot to this one, but we've also been debating whether it should be called an ink blot or a paint blot because I actually use acrylic paint, but.
Am I allowed to do this?
Oh yeah, you can turn it, see what you see in it, however you.
So, this, if you hold it up like this,
if we invert it, which I can do here for everybody,
it kind of looks like it's a spaceship, but like run by rabbits.
Oh yeah, because it does have the 2 eyes in there. I see. Oh,
yeah. So that's like, and they're like, but they only abduct other rabbits. You turn him up like this, and it's kind of like a moon. Or like, it's got his nose here, his mouth.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. This is more of a bat with like a weird-looking elephant in it. And then, what else? What other angle did I do?
I'm definitely a fan of the rabbit. I can definitely see him.
Yeah, because there's his teeth, there's his ears, there's his obvious eyes, and then he's got some whiskers that are just trying to listen to them. And this is our usual alien.
Yeah.
Shit would go. This is a beam coming down, and he's sucking up rabbits.
I almost see a big bunny, like almost like a Totoro size thing with the 2 arms off the side, and 2 little legs. Yeah, I see that when you said rabbit. I just see.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone sees rabbits differently, you know.
Oh yeah.
But this one kind of looks like a bat, but that's just has his own chest gear, like the Punisher, as if he was a bat.
Oh, so it's like, so holding it up and yet he's got like...
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do something... There's like veins in it.
Oh yeah, the paint, yeah. It's you can actually see it on the picture down here. You can see some of the paint light. Yeah, it does make it a little... So it does add some texture to it.
They look like, you know those weird fossils?
Oh,
like,
okay.
With crustaceans or whatever.
Okay.
I don't even know what they're called, but yeah. Or this whole thing could be a fossil. I don't know, dude. I don't like when they're all glopped together for me.
Too many.
I like when
too
it's
many
like
things
a
to see.
fucking dots there and there. This is, I mean, that's why this is interesting.
Well, you can keep that. That
Oh,
is
fuck it.
yours.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can,
gonna
you
figure
can
it
you
out.
can hang on to that.
I'm gonna solve this puzzle. It's gonna drive me fucking insane.
I do.
Oh
enjoy
god, I see it.
Wait, hold on. Now he's got it.
No, never mind.
No, okay.
I just had to sneeze.
Oh, okay.
I swallowed it.
Okay. Well, that's good. You didn't want to sneeze on your fresh ink blot.
Yeah. Oh, I get it now. It's a really uncomfortable tissue paper.
That would be. That's a hard way to. I don't know if I could blow my nose into cardstock unless I was.
I've
real
done
desperate.
it before. It really hurt, especially if you get like a
The paper cut.
paper cut right
Oh man, no, that's got to be like a fear factor thing. Just giving you a cardboard paper cut.
I'd be out. I'd be like, nope.
No, even like in the cold weather, I'm sure anybody out there has known this. Like when it gets real cold and you like rub your nose and you get just get that crack or split right under the bottom of the nose, and that's just Nah, that's horrible.
It's game over.
Yeah, paper cut's got to be the worst.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you, sir, for joining me on this podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Fantastic.
And very much enjoyed myself. It's a very comfortable couch.
Thank you. I know these are great couches. I'm gonna do these. Do recline, so I'm sure at some point for a special episode, I'm gonna have these reclined to do an episode. So I'm sure that's coming sooner or later.
Like put out the camera on the ceiling.
Just you know what? I think this is gonna be an idea.
Dude.
So we're just all laying back talking to the ceiling.
Like, dude, this is a sick cast, bro.
This. You know what? We got ways to go with it. So if we do a special episode, I'll talk to you. We'll maybe do the 3-way couch. We got the big couch over there.
I'll be the spec. You buzz me in, and then just the camera switches over to me. I was like, yeah, I agree. And then I gotta get like 2 lines.
About 20 minutes in, we'll pan back over to him. He's just out on the couch. So I want everybody to get out there and check out the Flying W mic, especially when it gets warmer weather. If you're not a cold weather person like I am, but they do it indoors, and it's a great place indoors. They do have
karaoke, so it's like, yeah.
So if you're not doing comedy or the comedy's just not having a great day, which that happens at open mics sometimes, unfortunately, they have their days where it's not great. But
and we have our days where we're on fire, dude.
And yeah, exactly. And if it's not, go sing some karaoke. Otherwise, head out to the W, check him out. So I'll put links below to Cody. I'll put links to the W down below.
Cool.
So I don't know if you have a Twitter or anything that you want people to follow along.
No. I did. I just don't remember any of it. Just follow me on Facebook.
Okay, we'll put it on Facebook.
And then that. If you like me, poke me.
Hey, poke Cody. Cody loves to be poked.
Give me a nice little poke.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the videos down below. Helps out a lot. Helps me get new podcasts out to you guys, and keeps me driven to keep getting these out to you guys. And as always, don't forget your toilet poncho. Thank you very much.